troops have splintered Ghouta into 3 besieged zones in one of the bloodiest offensives of the 7-year war, with rebels facing their worst defeat since the Battle of Aleppo in 2016. The army advances in recent days have piled pressure on the factions, and every party wants to get the best deal possible, the source said without elaborating. In a sign of confidence, Assad on Sunday visited frontline troops and people recently displaced from eastern Ghouta, Syrian state media said, and published footage and pictures of the meetings. After a morning of calm, shelling and ground battles resumed across eastern Ghouta on Sunday afternoon, the Syrian Observatory for Human Rights War Monitor said. Separate talks on Sunday, Faylaq al-Rahman, the main rebel group in the southern eastern Ghouta pocket, said it was negotiating with a United Nations delegation about a ceasefire, aid, and the evacuation of urgent medical cases. We are engaged in arranging serious negotiations to guarantee the safety and protection of civilians, said Wael Alwan, Faylaq al-Rahman's Istanbul-based spokesman. The most important points under negotiation are a ceasefire, ensuring aid for civilians, and the exit of medical cases and injured people needing treatment outside Ghouta. But a general evacuation of civilians and rebels was not on the table, he said. Also on Sunday, state TV said the Syrian army had given a group of rebels in another pocket, the smaller Harasta area, an ultimatum to withdraw. On Sunday afternoon, he said there was an agreement in principle and it would be enacted within 24 to 48 hours. Local rebels were offered 2 choices, either to leave to opposition areas in northern Syria or settle their situation and become part of local pro-government militias that would maintain security. Hundreds of fighters have already handed themselves in during the last 48 hours and begun reconciliation deals with the Syrian government, another rebel source in the area said. Conditions inside dire. Civilians have been making their way out towards army positions on foot, hauling their belongings with them. They are then transferred to one of 3 reception centers. The observatory said about 50,000 had left the southern pocket in the past 72 hours and thousands left on Sunday. Russian news agencies said more than 73,000 people have left eastern Ghouta so far, 25,000 of which left on Sunday. The UN Office for Humanitarian Affairs, OCHA, said in a statement on Thursday conditions for those remaining in eastern Ghouta were dire. There is limited food, with reports of the usual ration of bread for 1 day being consumed over the period of a week to 10 days, insufficient sanitation and hygiene support for those living in basements, and increased risk of communicable disease, the statement said. The UN is hoping another aid convoy of 25 to 30 trucks will enter Douma in the northern pocket in the next couple of days, Al-Ziyatari said. But this is a drop in the bucket of what people in Douma require, he said.